Go. How are you today? How's it going?
Good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. I like your kind of spacey Christmas tree background there. That's very cool.
Yeah, thank you. Sci-fi Christmas. There you go.
Exactly. That's it. It totally relates. Listen, congratulations on everything. I want to say, and you're a testament to like just do what you want to do and live your dreams, because here you are, a young man with these amazing degrees. You're working in this solar financing company, and then you're like, I'm going to write a young adult novel. How did this all come together?
I think you told the story quite accurately. That was what it was like. I mean, it was interesting because the company I was working with, cross boundaries, so solar financing company you mentioned, doing really meaningful work, and I was enjoying it. And I think it was only after a few years in that I just had this kind of realization or question of like, what am I wanting to say to the world?
Right.
I remember reading about how even Einstein himself, when he came up with the theory of relativity, he was working in a patent office, like an office job as well.
Yeah.
And so maybe we're having similar thoughts. I knew I wasn't gonna publish the next physics breakthrough, but I also knew that I had spent my youth straddling two really interesting worlds. I mean, I think on one hand, live in a place like Peckham, which is kind of sort of the Queens of
Right.
London. That's
right.
a whole picture. And then also, going to Oxford and doing all this physics stuff. There was just so much of a gap between the two worlds that I was desperate to reconcile. And also just to give kids like me who didn't read that much or didn't back themselves that much when it came to things like science when I was younger.
Yeah.
Just giving them an opportunity to see that and enjoy it as well, to feel related with.
Yeah, but I want to ask you, because it's very interesting to me. You're writing from this kind of scientific mind. You've got that. So how do you, what was the biggest challenge for you to write this book, to make it, relatable to somebody layman like me who wouldn't even understand half the things you're talking about? You know what I mean? Was that a bit of a challenge for you to keep that balance?
Yeah, it was. It was. And I have to say, I think the book, in some ways, I do stretch it tiny. I mean, I think I stretch it a tiny bit. I wanted to go all the way in some ways, because I wanted people to get it 90% was kind of my goal.
Right.
Just so that 10% would lead some people to say, hey, do you know what? I'm just going to jump on YouTube and watch a few time travel videos.
For sure.
That would provide the growth beyond. But to answer your question, it's sort of like there was a three-step thingy that I always kept in mind for like making the complex stuff, whether it's social issues in the environment that he's in.
Yeah.
The physics, to make complex stuff feel simple. I think one is just making it visual. I think one of the challenges of physics is you have these letters and numbers and people can't really see what it means. And so the upper world is a place, it's a realm in the book where Esso can see the past, present, and the future at the same time. You can see over on the left the moment he was born, and on the right the moment he was dead.
Right.
And that's just so much more of an impactful way to explain what Einstein might describe through an equation of time being flat.
Yeah.
Giving people that picture and ascribing meaning to it, because Esso's facing life and death situations in the book.
Right.
It's a way to
yeah.
So that's how I see it.
Yeah, it's so cool. It is so cool. Okay, so let's talk about cool, because this Netflix deal that you have, oh my goodness, and that Daniel Kaluuya is playing the lead. I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah, I mean, it's insane, to be honest. I mean, this all happened during Corona as well. So it's in August of last year. I mean, the world is upside down and melting, and isolated in my room, and all of a sudden, there's like a 15-way auction for the book.
That is unreal. That's unreal.
Yeah. And the Netflix are interested in, and the best actor in the world, now officially after his Oscar.
Yes.
Daniel Kaluuya also, wanted to act and produce the film.
Right.
And so it's just been incredible. Yeah, I want to say it's a dream come true, but I'd be lying because I didn't actually have the imagination to dream of this scenario.
Like who would think, right? But have you had discussions with him? And like he's obviously very passionate about not just the book. I mean, this character and the story. And what are his thoughts about it? And why is he so passionate about it? Like, why does he want to bring this to the screen for us? And I'm so excited because you're right. He is one of the best actors that we have right now. He's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I won't speak for the brother because I'm sure he could put it better than I could. But I from what he's told me and I've gathered, I think, Daniel's from Ends in England as well. So he I think there was something about Elsa's story specifically that related with him, that resonated with him. But then I think one thing that you probably don't see as much, or maybe you do, but when he's on screen, he's not just an incredible actor, but he's an incredibly sharp guy. He's one of the smartest people I know.
Yeah.
And so I think for him, just the opportunity to have a story that felt, gritty and real and fun and funny, but also that elevated the conversation a bit, and didn't underestimate people's intelligence,
Right.
was something that was an exciting challenge as well.
Yeah, I wanted to know for you, just to wrap it up, obviously the book is doing so well. Congratulations. And it's really, touching people. What's a reaction maybe that you've had from a reader that really kind of stands out for you and you go, I'm really glad I wrote this book?
Yeah, that's such an interesting question. I mean, I think the funnest time I've had so far is going to schools.
Yeah, I
I'm
can
going to be
imagine.
doing I'm going to be running around a few schools in the US in the coming months. I did a good number in the UK as well, in the London area. And it was just cool. I mean, just there's a few people who have said that they never were interested in science before, and that they read my book, and since then they've actually felt like they could understand it and that it's interesting. I'm a bit of a geek, so that's probably a little bit one of the comments that I favor, but I think just like the number of people who've read it multiple times as well, both kids and adults, it just, yeah, that for me, that's like a really solid validation that they saw the layers and the depth that I was trying to put into it and that it resonated with them. So
Well,
everybody has their reaction. I just appreciate people
yeah.
reading it. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's the best compliment, especially if you can make science, especially for young kids who want to, pursue it and make it interesting. You've done it. That's amazing. Congratulations to you. Well, thank you so much for your time today. What a pleasure to talk to you. I can't wait to read what you got next coming up. So, and come visit us in Canada sometime when all this travel starts again. I'd love to meet you in person, and happy holidays to you. Thank you for your time today. Appreciate it.
Happy holiday. Thanks so much for having me.
Take care. Okay. Bye-bye.